The Golden Girls in group therapy.
She's an airhead. You're a barbell.
That's a dumbbell, you twit.
And on Amen.
Happy birthday to you.
Thelma's party's got more hunks than she can handle. Then it's Starbuck at a special day and time.
Expect somebody a little less homespun, did you?
With guest star Telly Savalas.
Saturday.
Eyewitness News Update is next. Tonight we'll take you to a bank robbery simulation that looks all too real.
Another highway shooting, this one in South St. Louis. I'm Huel Perkins. I'll have that story straight ahead.
Also tonight, the Atlanta hostage crisis may be drawing to a close, and John Pertzborn talks to this man. Doctors say it's amazing he's alive.
It's all next, only on Eyewitness News Update.
Sweet rolls, grapefruit, cinnamon drop biscuits, and tasty yogurt. Shoney's Breakfast Bar. It's brand new, again.
I've been figuring that the average cost per toy, I'll only be getting 1.5 things this year. Venture, can you help?
Glad to. Board games are on sale for only $8.97. Lady Lovely Locks, just $7.49. Captain Power XT7 Power Jet or Phantom Striker, only $25.99. Radio-controlled Turbo Arrow is only $34.97. And the Whiz Kid is just $32.97. Through Saturday at Venture.
Thanks, Venture. After all, Christmas is for kids.
They're here. 1988 GMC Truck 4-wheel drive Jimmies. Get yours now at your St. Louis County GMC truck dealer. Tackle tough terrain with a GMC Jimmy. Take on demanding jobs. Get GMC truck quality and dependability. Jimmy's built in America, made to last. Get yours today. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. At your St. Louis County GMC truck dealer. Bellman GMC in Florissant, Bomarito GMC in Ellisville, and Warner GMC in Ferguson.
Channel 5, KSDK, St. Louis. And now, Channel 5 Eyewitness News Update.
Workers at this Jefferson County bank are terrorized in a holdup, but this time at least it's only a drill. Good evening, I'm Karen Foss.
And I'm Dick Ford. The simulated robbery was staged by police in Crystal City with frightening realism. Deanne Lane joins us now, and she has more with this Night Beat report. Deanne?
Dick, this is the season when many law enforcement agencies report a significant increase in robberies and burglaries. In Crystal City, they are trying to prevent such crimes from happening. What you are about to see may be frightening, but it is certainly not real.
These men are about to rob a bank. Inside, it's work as usual, but the tellers are about to be terrorized.
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back here! Get back! Get down on the ground! Get down! Keep on going. Keep on going. Come on, move your ass. Let's go! Let's go!
At gunpoint, the bank employees are forced to the ground, face down, their hands tied behind them.
Undo your fingers. Put your hands together.
The fact that they are involved in a mock bank robbery drill does little to diminish their fears.
Get up.
They said, we'll take this one, and then they picked me up off the floor, told me to get up, and they took me behind the teller cage and told me to fill the bag with money. I was trembling. I tried to remember that it's fake, but that it could be the real thing.
During the real thing, there isn't a gallery of spectators. In this case, employees of other financial institutions watching firsthand a robbery in progress.
This is the 5th year we've done this, and it kind of helps the individuals to give us a little more information. Just the sheer publicity of it kind of acts as a good preventive measure to anybody that might be thinking about coming into this area.
Remember, people, keep your heads down. Keep your heads down. Listen what some of the...
Again, it was all a mock bank robbery drill. Afterwards, Crystal City Police questioned employees on what they remembered of the suspects and the crime. Now, the idea is to train and educate the employees to try and remember details. By the way, Crystal City hasn't had a bank robbery since 1936. Obviously, they want to keep it that way.
And the employees do, too, I'll bet. Thank you.
Okay. This story is all too real. Governor John Ashcroft launches a campaign to end the rash of highway shootings as yet another name is added to the list of intended victims. Night Beat reporter Huel Perkins has more on this story. Huel?
Karen, Governor Ashcroft is saying he'll do whatever is necessary to stop the shooting, while a Southside gas station worker says he was shot at this morning.
But they found fragments, blood fragments.
38-year-old Vincent Calley Jr. says he's lucky to be alive. Tonight he showed us what police say is a large caliber bullet hole on the driver's side of his 72 Impala. Early this morning, about 6 a.m., Calley was another moving target in the 7th sniping incident in the St. Louis area since Tuesday. Calley says the incident occurred near Bevo Mill at the corner of Delore and Morganford. He was traveling northbound when he heard a loud, sharp noise and what sounded to him like a ricochet. But Calley says his busy work schedule prevented him from reporting the incident until about 3 p.m.
I noticed the big hole in my car. So then I figured, well, it's more than just a rock that hit it. Evidently, it was a bullet. So I called the police.
It was the second time someone had fired at one of Calley's cars. He believes vandals shot a pellet through his Nova window this weekend. But there's no evidence that the two incidents are connected. As police patrol the Bevo Mill area tonight, Governor Ashcroft is calling for beefed-up patrols along the state's highways.
We simply have to stop this activity whereby some individuals apparently have decided to make a game out of endangering the lives of others.
4 of the 7 shootings have occurred on the south side, all but one along interstate highways. Luckily, no one has been hurt. Lawmen are hoping that luck won't run out before they bring the suspect or suspects to justice. Now, police in Creve Coeur tonight say that 2 juveniles have been picked up for alleged acts of vandalism, including shooting a pellet gun at a cab. The incident occurred about 4 p.m. today. No injuries were reported. The kids involved are reportedly between the ages of 10 and 12. We hope to have more on that story tomorrow.
Okay, thanks, Huel.
Thank you, Huel. Some scary moments for Christmas shoppers at a Sears store in Sacramento, California today. A chemical explosion in the basement quickly filled the building with smoke, sending 35 people to the hospital. Witnesses say the smoke smelled like tear gas and irritated the eyes and throats of shoppers and clerks. Well, the 89 people being held hostage at Atlanta's federal penitentiary will soon be hostages no more. Late today, most of the Cuban inmates voted to accept a deal with the federal government in which they could free their captives and end the 11-day siege. Word of the tentative agreement spread quickly to Cuban prisoners, and relatives on the street rejoiced. Justice Department spokesman Pat Corton says the deal was reached in a 2-hour session with 6 Cuban negotiators.
Spent a considerable amount of time trying to persuade them that this was a good agreement that they ought to sign. In the end, obviously, these negotiators agreed.
An aggressive minority of inmates made negotiations difficult during the Atlanta standoff. They burned buildings and held out against a majority which was willing to settle the ordeal earlier. Tonight, more families of hostages are gathering at the prison, but it's not clear when the hostages will be released. Cuban-born Bishop Agustin Roman of Miami is at the penitentiary tonight. The inmates had asked for his presence there when the agreement is formally signed. Roman, you might recall, is credited with helping to end a similar uprising in Louisiana.
On national television tonight, President Reagan said he doesn't expect any shoe-pounding from Soviet leader Gorbachev at next week's summit. In an interview with 4 network anchors, Mr. Reagan drew a somewhat sympathetic picture of Gorbachev.
I say, I have to believe that he believes their own propaganda. He grew up with us and hearing this.
But the president let the anchors and the American people know he personally hasn't changed his opinion of the Soviets.
I haven't changed from the time when I made a speech about an evil empire. And I think I could sum up my own position on this with the recitation of a very brief Russian proverb. Dovyai no provyai. It means trust, but verify.
Mr. Reagan and the Kremlin leader will sign a treaty next week banning medium-range nuclear missiles. The Senate must approve, and the president lashed out at conservatives opposing the treaty.
Whether they realize it or not, those people, basically down in their deepest thoughts, have accepted that war is inevitable and that there must come to be a war between the 2 superpowers.
Arms control will not be the only top priority item at the summit, especially in view of Gorbachev's goal of seeking openness.
But we will be working just as hard with regard to human rights, just as hard with regard to the regional things such as getting out of Afghanistan, and pointing out that if he means his desire for a better, more open relationship between the 2 countries, then these are things that are essential to that.
Mr. Reagan also hopes to go to Moscow next summer and be able to sign a treaty cutting in half the arsenals of long-range missiles.
And coming up, it's not an easy choice, but more and more couples are making it.
Next in Cover Story, families coping with a cutback in their finances. Plus, a bit later,
Last month, two prominent St. Louis dentists were involved in a big boat explosion on the Mississippi River. And coming up on Pertzborn's People, I'll talk with one of the doctors about his brush with death. Stay with us.
Homemade favorites, warm from the oven. Begin with quality ingredients from Schnucks. And with Schnucks, 2,000 lower prices. Name brand baking items like this will cost you less. The cost of baking well just went down dramatically at Schnucks.
From the jewelry store at Famous, real gold for everything you are. Now save 50% on real gold Collect-A-Bead starter sets, just $49.99. Collect-A-Bead starter sets for whatever you're doing, whatever you're wearing. Choose from a variety of lengths, all just $49.99. Real 14-karat gold Collect-A-Bead starter sets, just $49.99. For all that glitters, the jewelry store at Famous. And for the best in Famous gifts and values, look for the Famous Bar catalog in most Sunday papers.
Many of us dream about winning the lottery and spending freely.
Well, that's certainly true, but there are some people who are deciding to live on less money because they want to change careers or stay at home with the baby. Tonight in Cover Story, some tips on how to live on less.
Peekaboos?
Kathy Brack's at home, playing with her one-year-old daughter, Cheney Lynn.
Where's Cheney? There she is.
I didn't want to leave her, but I felt that, you know, after all these years of working and keeping up half the household and everything, that I was putting too much pressure on my husband, and he didn't really want me to go back to work, but he didn't want to say, I want you to stay home and be the chauvinist, home with the baby.
She had planned going back to work as the manager of a cosmetics store after Cheney's birth. Now she and her husband are making financial decisions more carefully.
We went out, I guess, probably 5 nights a week. You know, we wanted a refrigerator, we went out and bought a new freezer, refrigerator, we wanted a satellite dish, we went out and bought a satellite dish. You know, he decided he wanted a pool, we went out and bought a pool, and we could just pretty much do anything we wanted, which we've eliminated a lot of that.
The Bracks aren't going out as much, and Kathy isn't buying as many clothes. Those two items are usually the first expenditures cut from a reduced budget.
Not everybody has high clothing budgets, but for those who do, that would be an obvious place to cut back. Gifting, if you've been giving away to a lot of charities, charity begins at home, as they say.
Dylan is a certified financial planner. His advice to someone who's considering a reduced income is to plan ahead. Find out over a year's time where your money is going.
Many expenses aren't weekly or monthly expenses. You have, in addition to those, you also have annual things such as car insurance and other insurance areas, and Christmas and vacations and those types of things that don't necessarily come up on a weekly basis.
Some people will also have to make more drastic cuts, perhaps in housing, in order to get by on a lower income. But to some, the financial sacrifice is worth it.
And looking at my daughter and the time that I get to spend with her, that couldn't be replaced by any salary. To me, it couldn't.
And of course, the longer you plan such a change, the longer you have to save towards it.
And meteorologist Joe Petrovich coming up next.
And he has a warning for us if you're planning on doing any traveling this weekend.
Now, isn't it true, Mr. Smith, that in the season of giving, you bought a gift for yourself?
Well, I did, but I...
And wasn't it a 45-inch Mitsubishi MTS stereo television, Exhibit A, Your Honor?
Well, yes, but...
And didn't you complete your indulgence by adding Exhibit B, a Mitsubishi 4-head hi-fi MTS stereo VCR? But what?
But it wasn't indulgent. I bought it at Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy, that's good. Case dismissed.
Getting your carpet ready for a holiday get-together? Why not get that new sun carpet you've been wanting?
Why not? Here's why not. We couldn't possibly pay for a new carpet right now. Besides, it'd be ruined by cranberry stains and tree sap, and we'd never get it in time for Christmas anyway.
Sun Carpet will install stain-resistant ANSO 5 worry-free carpet before Christmas with no payments for 6 months, and it's on sale.
No payments? On sale?
Only at Sun Carpet.
I'll be right there.
Now, Oldsmobile makes it possible for your Oldsmobile dealer to pass along special savings, which Oldsmobile provides to its dealers on selected new 1988 models equipped with air conditioning. Save up to $775 on Cutlass Sierra, up to $775 on Delta 88, or get $600 savings on Cutlass Calais. Combined with Oldsmobile option package savings, your total savings could add up to $1,575, depending on the model you choose. See your participating Oldsmobile dealer for details today.
For us, it was windy today, but it brought more problems for our neighbors.
Oh, going to the east of the Ohio Valley, Ohio into Pennsylvania, New York State. Big problems in that part of the country as that same storm system that moved through us is now giving a lot of heavy snow throughout the Ohio Valley. For tonight and for tomorrow, heavy snow warnings from Ohio into Pennsylvania and New York, and just travelers advisories and winter storm watches for parts of the rest of the northeastern sections of the country. That's for tonight and during the day tomorrow. It's a lot of adverse weather to the east. But right now we'll check out our conditions with Channel 5 Zion St. Louis. We do have cloudy skies officially at Lambert Field. The temperature 36 degrees. That is the low for the day. The humidity at 75%. The winds northwest still brisk at 20 miles an hour. The pressure is rising. The high this afternoon is up to 55. First of all, we'll go back to last night and take a look at the entire nation. And like always, focusing into the middle part of the country. And watch the batch of clouds that were moving through us. Gave us a few sprinkles overnight. Then this weather system is now moving into the Ohio Valley. By noon, it looks like we had just fair skies for the southwestern part of the state, but a lot of low clouds in our vicinity. As the afternoon went on, this weather system developed to be very strong, a lot of heavy snow to the east. But for us, cloudy skies now, but they'll be giving way to clearing by morning and quite a bit of cold weather. Here it is for tonight. A cold front just moving through the state. The big weather system over the northeast, moving to the northeast for the next couple of days. But farther to the west, we do have another weather system beginning to take shape over the extreme west. A lot of heavy rain and snows in the higher elevations. By tomorrow morning, that weather system will continue to be moving eastward. For us, it looks like fair weather will continue. Strong winds in the morning, diminishing by afternoon. And then for tomorrow night, high pressure will be over us. Light winds and cold temperatures for tomorrow. Then as the weekend goes along, we do see another weather system moving in. Just a few sprinkles throughout the midsection of the country. The worst weather over the northwest and then over the northeastern sections. Here's the forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies early, then clearing by morning. The winds northwest at 15, the low temperature of 28 degrees. For tomorrow, look for mostly sunny skies, the high 42 degrees. The winds northerly around 10 miles an hour, stronger in the morning, diminishing by evening. And then for tomorrow night, take a look at this. Clear skies and chilly, low temperature of 25 degrees. As we get into the weekend, what we are looking for is mostly sunny skies tomorrow and Saturday. The high Saturday, 46 degrees. Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 48. Can't rule out the possibility of a light sprinkle or shower. Nothing heavy. Monday and Tuesday, partly sunny skies with the highs in the mid to upper 40s. So the cold weather we're getting now will be short-lived, and then the weekend is looking actually pretty good.
Okay. Wonderful. Thanks, Joe.
We could use it. Next, paying tribute to a sports writing legend in St. Louis.
Jay Randolph has that, and highlights, if you can call them that, from tonight's Blues game.
Just in time for the holidays, Tipton's turned me on again. It's Tipton's electronic Christmas sale. Now, everything electronics has been marked down to turn you all on. Save on hundreds of TVs, video recorders, and audio components, plus camcorders, car stereos, telephones, audio systems, typewriters, keyboards, and electronic stocking stuffers galore. It's Tipton's electronic Christmas sale. Ho, 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 I'll see you there.
Panasonic 19-inch color television, $199.
You've got to taste this. My President's Choice eggnog is the best you can serve. From my insider's report, now at national supermarkets.
Also this week, Choice Center Cut Chuck Roast, just 99 cents a pound. Gold Medal Flour, 39 cents with coupon. Your Pepsi-Cola favorites in big 2-liter bottles, only 98 cents each. What every child should see, the Magna Carta exhibition at the History Museum in Forest Park. Get discount coupons and register to win a free trip for 2 to England, now at national supermarkets.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis, tomorrow and every weekday.
I'm Jennifer Blome.
And I'm Tom O'Neill. Tomorrow morning on Today in St. Louis, our guest sportscaster is former Big Red linebacker Kurt Allerman.
So join us tomorrow morning at 6:30.
This Friday, Saturday, and Monday only at Johnny Londoff Chevrolet, you can buy a fully equipped 1988 Cavalier for only $199 per month. And that's with no money down. That's right, no money down and only $199 per month. This 1988 Cavalier has factory air, automatic, power steering and brakes, and much more. No money down, payments of only $199 per month at Johnny Londoff Chevrolet, where we pass our low overhead savings on to you. Right, Dad?
Right, boss.
We don't know what Gene McNary did with the money for his singing lessons, but one thing is clear, the county executive does have a sense of humor.
I'm Gene McNary. I got something to say. The football cards need a new place to play. 20,000 more seats for the fans to choose.
A few weeks ago, McNary recorded that little song for a performance at the annual Gridiron Dinner in St. Louis. Our own J.C. Corcoran added the pictures, however, made it a music video.
We played the
told
entire...
everybody he had a hit on his hands.
We played it all at 5 o'clock. It doesn't get any better, I can tell you that. But let's get around to Bob Bragg.
Well, we're going to get to Bob Bragg.
Right.
Speaking of doesn't get any better, things
hockey.
didn't go
Okay.
very well
Right.
for the hockey team tonight. After the Blues played so well last night against Chicago, they came out and played very poorly against New Jersey tonight. The Devils held off the Blues rally and won it 4-2. Let's go to the Meadowlands in Rutherford, New Jersey, and a weird goal off the start. Doug Brown flips the puck at Rick Wamsley. It takes a crazy bounce, and it goes in 1-0. Later, now, how about this one? Joe Cirilla's centering pass will go off Wamsley, and that one goes in, and it was 3-0. Then, with Greg Millen in the net, pretty passing by the Devils. Jim Korn draws the defense to him, feeds Mark Johnson, gets the puck in there for an easy goal. The Blues did try to get back into it with 2 third-period goals, and McKegney feeds Herkus to make it 4-2. That's the way it ended. The Devils were the winners tonight. Let's take you now to Philadelphia, the Flyers and the Whalers. And here comes Peter Zezel. He makes a great move to free himself, wide open, 2-0 Flyers. The Whalers helped Philadelphia all night. Here, Steve Weeks can't clear. Ilka Sinizalo gets the easy goal. It was 4-1 Flyers, and they win it 5-2. Other National Hockey League numbers tonight. Calgary leading 4-2 over Toronto in the third. Boston beat the Rangers 4-3. Buffalo over Quebec 6-3. Winnipeg and LA tied 2-2 in the second. This is the week that college football hands out major awards. The Heisman Trophy to be presented on Saturday. Tonight in Houston, they handed out the prize for the best interior lineman. And the winner of the Lombardi Award, Ohio State linebacker Chris Spielman, he closed out '86 with an interception touchdown in the Cotton Bowl, you might remember. And he went on this year for 156 tackles, 2 interceptions for Spielman. Truly a remarkable year. And for a man who's been doing a lot of traveling, shopping his football team around the country, Bill Bidwell might have been surprised, I don't know, this morning. He had a visitor show up, none other than Columbus, Ohio Mayor Dana Reinhardt. He had what was termed a very pleasant meeting with the Big Red owner. Reinhardt did not give any definite proposal, but said that Columbus is very interested in the team, but he wasn't sure Mr. Bidwell is ready to move the Cardinals.
Whether the team, the Cardinals, stays here or not is something we have nothing to do with. But if the decision is made to move the Cardinals, you betcha we're going to be standing on the doorstep, top step.
Here's the Daily Double tonight over at Fairmont. The numbers were 7 and 8, $260.80. And finally this evening, a special tribute to a very special man tonight in downtown. Big crowd gathered at the Marriott to pay tribute to longtime columnist of the Post-Dispatch, Bob Bragg. The man who's covered the baseball Cardinals and local sports for over 50 years, and he's made a lot of friends along the way, and he's done his job his way.
Right, I think a newspaper man really has only one epitaph. He was fair. Hopefully fair as in just, not as in mediocre. If you're fair, that's about all anybody can ask.
I used to get him off to the side and I asked him, Bob, you know, I have not seen any articles where you've written about the present day ball players. And it wasn't until I retired that I really began to appreciate it.
A lot of great names, Scotty Bowman and Dan Devine, Musial and Slaughter, and we'll show you more from the dinner tomorrow, but it's a great night going on over there.
Yeah, a wonderful guy and a very literate writer.
Oh,
excellent
superb,
writer.
superb.
I like his line about fair.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he has great command of the English, that's for sure. Yeah.
Still to come, some might say it's a miracle he's alive.
Yes, next in Perchborn's People, we'll meet that man. He was on a boat that exploded, and he lived to tell about it.
Now, in December, there's something happening in St. Louis like never before. It's the biggest car and truck sale this year at Kirkwood Mitsubishi. We want to sell 150 of our best cars and trucks and give you a $2,000 minimum trade-in. That's right, a $2,000 minimum trade-in and 60-month on-the-spot financing. I repeat, 150 of our new cars and trucks at very special prices, plus a $2,000 minimum trade-in at Kirkwood Mitsubishi, Missouri's largest volume dealer, Lindbergh and Manchester in Kirkwood.
Hi, I'm Brooke Dubman. Come on, because there's a lot to see, a lot to save at Carroll House Furniture. Over 500 room settings with more living rooms, more dining rooms, dinettes, and more bedrooms than you've ever seen in one store. It's all from our warehouse. It's the biggest in town. You always get free delivery, and now get 12 months free financing, plus hundreds of lamps, desks, and chairs. Do we really have the best prices in town? It won't cost you anything to find out. Just come in and check us out. Carroll House, because you like nice things.
You know, recently Bonanza Restaurants came to me and said, Monty, we've got steak, chicken, and seafood dinners at great prices. But now we want to give an even better deal. Can you help us? No problem.
Right, Monty. Enjoy the incredible 10-ounce Kansas City bone-in strip. Your choice of potato and the all-you-can-eat Fresh Tastix food bar. A dream come true for only $4.99.
Bonanza, you got a deal.
You bet, Monty. This is a good deal, and it's only a Bonanza.
Guess what? This week, my wife took me jewelry shopping. It wasn't bad. It didn't start out great, but then we went to Waymiller Jewelers, where things were different. They're not so pushy. They're more relaxed. And Waymiller had the biggest selection we had seen. Believe it or not, my wife found what she wanted, and I got the Waymiller price.
Waymiller's Christmas sale, where you'll save 20 to 50% on simply everything.
And when it comes right down to it, Waymiller just went further out of their way to make us happy.
2 retired St. Louis dentists are suffering from 2nd and 3rd degree burns tonight, but they're in great spirits. John Pertzborn says that's because they're just lucky to be alive.
Instead of laughing, Dr. Robert Harris looks like he should be screaming from pain. His body is covered with burns. It hurts just lying down, but the former dentist is happy because he's lucky to be alive.
I think it was a minor miracle that everything just came together well enough that it got us out and got us in here. And gee, I wasn't aware of anything till the next day.
On November 23rd, Dr. Harris's large cabin cruiser exploded northwest of St. Louis on the Mississippi River, apparently due to a gas leak. Dr. Harris and his friend 77-year-old Dr. Carl Strobach were critically burned as the boat sank.
All I remember is I opened the hatch. We'd smelled gasoline, and I'd looked all around, couldn't see anything. I opened the hatch again, and as soon as I opened it that last time, it exploded.
To make matters worse, the men were also suffering from hypothermia after spending more than 30 minutes in the cold river. Their bodies were numb, and doctors say if they had spent any more time in the water, it could have been fatal. Luckily, the 2 were spotted by passing boats, were rescued, and rushed by helicopter to St. John's Mercy Medical Center. And for the past 10 days, they've become celebrities to hospital workers for having lived through the ordeal at their age.
I'm surprised that at that age that they survived this. They both came with low body temperatures, especially Dr. Harris.
This is Dr. Strobach's room. He did not want to appear on camera, but he did say he wished he'd spent that day playing golf instead of boating. As for Dr. Harris, he still enjoys boats, except for the exploding kind. They're a bit inconvenient, to say the least. I'm John Pertzborn, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
Dr. Harris and Dr. Strobach could be released as early as next week. And as I say, for gentlemen their age, they must be in remarkably good shape to survive
wonderful
this.
men. That takes some real spirit and courage to pull through that. That is
something
great.
to look forward to.
Congratulations. I want the lesson. I want to learn all the secrets of surviving that way.
That wraps it up for us. We hope you have a pleasant evening.
Good night.